luxury doesn't have to be personalized. Luxury means quality, finish, trendy. That's what it means. Service is my personalized. Yeah. Having said that, I'm not, I don't get into any of that. I design everything. I sit with the carrier, like you say, and Western do that. I thoroughly enjoy it because I want to be. So I went to this MBA seminar one, open house question, and I was sitting and I wrote some essay. And then the guy looks at the essay and he says, "You'll never make money." I said, "Yeah, because you're one person and you're doing everything. You're designing, you're buying, you're sourcing, you're getting it manufactured. Look at the amount of time you're wasting. If you, what you said, if you partitioned out, you'll make a lot more money. That's a choice you make. This is my choice. This is how I want to run my business." I see it as a very personalized. I love every bit I make. Half the time I'll be like, "Can I keep this? That or is that?" So much. And people complain about the money and my behavior. But it's because I love it so much. It's like having a baby and having to, let go of the
Yeah, it's deliver the promise.
the word.
You don't over-promise, under-deliver. You can under-promise and over-deliver. Everybody's happy. I think this is something that we all need to understand. Trust is earned over a period of time. So don't be in a rush. If people don't trust you, they will be acting. But you got to be acting. People will respect you if you are open and transparent and tell them, because everybody knows a businessman is out there to make money. He's not like doing it for charity. So we need to be able to explain the product to them, and then this is what has stood the test of time. Jewelers in the past have done it.
That we are trying to create opportunity for all of us to come together, meet, exchange views, just exchange cards maybe, but still stay in touch and keep the whole network activated, live, kicking. So with that intention, this is one of the yearly get-togethers that your institute, we host for all of you. And we are quite pleased to see the way the team has actually put together this event together for today. And we also have eminent panelists who are here to share their views about the subject. The subject is also decided very thoughtfully. So what I would like to do now is I would like to invite Yasir to come here and conduct this event for the rest of the evening for all of us.
Agora for the introduction. The idea was to have a networking dinner, amongst alumni, but to make it a special occasion, we wanted to have a panel discussion, right? So we reached out to these people, and they were generous enough to be part of this, right? So I want to call upon stage Mr. Jithendra Vummidi, who is and Ms. Bharti Ramamoorthy, ma'am. Can we have you explain?
I see you on the piece of
Jitu sir is, of course, the managing director of Vummidi Bangaru Jewelers, VBJ. It is a household name in our fraternity. Thank you, sir, for being here. And we have Ms. Bharti Ramamoorthy, who actually is one of our own. She is a GIA Alumni, and she is a first-gen entrepreneur. She's a designer, and she's carved a niche for herself in our Chennai market. She specializes in color stone jewelry. Yeah, that's her niche. So, thank you for being with us. Before we, go into our topic, right? We are just curious, sir. This is for you. Walking into a business which has a legacy of about 120 years, we want you to quickly take us back to your initial journeys. How you came into this business, and the impact. What were your struggles, and you had to put up to make the bad what it is?
Thank you, guys. It's a pleasure to see you guys and people who traveled from Bangalore. Awesome. It's a very young alumni. Nice to see all this, so much of youth getting involved in business. I have 2 daughters who just joined business, so it's a real pleasure to see all of you. See, when I started, the store wasn't 120 years old. It was 90 years old. So it's, there's also a lot of things are set in stone actually when it's that long. there's a lot challenges that we face. Things have been, if evolution of the business takes a little longer because the ones who are already there, they're used to a certain way of working. So it's, I had to actually, to narrate an incident, we were trying to computerize our business, so systemize it. And my dad was wanting to know how we were going to do it. So I told them that we need to explain our processes to the software engineer, and then they will write a program. So he said, no way, but we can't tell people how we do business. So I said that, okay, then I was stumped. So then I had learned basic. So I wrote a program for doing the closing, the daily closing of our accounts. I wrote a program for that, and I used a little computer to facilitate the whole closing process. So I had to really demonstrate that how this is done. So then he said, okay. That also took time, but he finally eventually said, okay. And it's these little steps which, we struggled a lot because people weren't open to change. So now that is not there. Bharti and me have children who probably have different ideas, and we are willing to let them, experiment, figure out what is the right way to do things. That was my biggest challenge when I stepped in. And, spending long hours, that was a definite thing that we need to do. So they said that patience is a great virtue. And that is something that you have to practice day in, day out. You have to be there at the store at the start and till the end of the store. So when the store shuts, you have to sometimes lock it. So that is the kind of, the way things were at that point of time. Things had changed. And everything has to evolve. Nothing can be stuck in the past. The only thing that we see around us is change all the time. And if you are not relevant to today, then it's very difficult to face challenges. Thank you, sir. That was very insightful. Ma'am, being a first-gen entrepreneur is very difficult, right? Especially in our trade, where confidence and trust is built over a long period of time. To walk into a field which is something new for you, what inspired you to enter this field?
Actually, you should ask Jitu that. So which course should I do? What should I do? Where should I study? He listened to me and answered, right? So you called the HRD. And then GIA landed open and that's true there. It was very, very tough. I think I'm still learning. It's still very tough. Very tough. Because you have to keep establishing trust. It takes really maybe 30 years from now, whoever is running my company will do a better job or will have more trust. But this is an industry that's like that. Honey said that there's enough business for everybody. I just love what I do. And I just take it as it comes. And it's 22 years and I feel I'm very young in this, which I am. It's nascent still. So, yeah.
Yeah, thank you. So let's, go into the subject of the day, which is bridging generations in the jewelry industry. I think it's quite self-explanatory, right? It's all about how we need to hold on to our roots at the same time embracing the new. I think that was the guts of the thing when we picked. It is also it is a challenging thing in these times where it's fast evolving, right? Just like how we have fast food, fast fashion is in turning out. How are jewelry houses? How do jewelry houses have to equip themselves for this particular era? It is not necessarily to do with the consumers, but it is happening within our businesses as well, where you see a lot of our people, they've either newly joined the family business, or they are working with their siblings, the parents. So there's a huge generation gap between the father and son. So how are we going to bridge that? That's the whole idea behind putting this together. So that our business is right. So going into the topic, right? My first question was is for diamonds. Right? Chennai is a place. Diamonds has always been special for us. It has. We have always been
our obsession in diamonds, especially the high quality diamonds, as withstood the hype, the test of hype. So, but now today we are seeing, is it somewhere the quality is getting diluted, or design is being given preference? Design is being given first preference. So, is there a way where we can hold on to our traditions of boasting about using the best quality diamonds at the same time without compromising what the new gen needs? How do we do that? How do we achieve that?
I was asking you. And I have never
Because we're all into design, and we are also, today design is it's an intricate part of our business. So, when you talk about design, you have to be relevant to today. You have to be capable of understanding what the client wants. It is like one very wise jeweler said, it's not what you like, it's what the customers like. So that is what you need to have. So it's very, very, very important that we understand our customers. We should know, our strengths, our weaknesses, and we should be able to judge from what's happening around us. What's the trends for the future? Because you need to be able to offer something which is unique in the market. You cannot be offering the same kind of jewelry that's around there. You need to be different. You have to hide your USPs. You have to be able to find some niche. Like Bharti has found a niche, and so she has clients who will walk into her for specific things. So they may not come to her to buy a chain, or a Tirumangayam, but that's the kind of thing that we need to do. And you also mentioned about bridging the generations. I think each one, parents are more today, they're willing to listen to the next generation. And so they're learning from them. It's not like they're teaching them. So they are learning from it. So there's a big change. You guys have, I think, a great playing field out there. So it's up to you guys to actually figure out what you want to do. I said that patience is a great virtue. That is not changed. That is something that you need to be at it. You have to be continuously working towards your strategy, your plan. It's how much commitment you have that is going to drive your success. Bhagwan, for you've been in other stories.
But there is an answer that previous question I just a little bit to say is said about diamond.
The quality.
Talking about further.
Yes.
So diamonds are natural stones, right? So it's been marketed for generations that we should do FB is 1 or inside 5. I think the sparkle on the cut is more important than anything. Okay, there's also this belief that something, if it's a base 2, it has a black stone, it'll have a black spot, whatever. Those are superstitions and beliefs. From the first one to say, please don't fall under that trap. Having said that, if the client wants it, we're going to give them an FBA. So I think it is how good the cut is and the brilliance is for a design. There are designs with old wire cuts, fantastic. You don't even need an FBA stone. You can do a yellow colored, broader looking. So I think design should drive, of course, and quality depends on price. So if the client one is willing to pay for an FBA, who am I to say no? I'm happy to produce it. But I think HPA too is good.
Yeah. If the client is accepting the quality, and I think we need to also look at art as jewelry as art.
It is art.
It's very important that we start looking at it as art, because that's something we're forgetting. We are all writing out the numbers and showing it to our client, but which artist who's painting is doing all this? The cost of the painting is nothing when you to whether the value of the material. It is what the thought of the painter and his capacity to bring out some scene in the painting, which is actually creating that value for the painting. So we have to always think that jewelry is art. It's not like so
Factories turning it out.
Even if you're turning it out, there is a lot of thought that goes into it, and a lot of effort that goes into it, and a lot of skill that's developed over a long period of time. So it's not easy to do the job. So we have a factory which is, we do factory tours for our customers, and every time we've done a factory tour, the customer is thrilled. They said that we don't know that this much of detailing goes into a jewelry, and they're willing to pay you a better price.
Yeah.
So they understand the pain that is going into that jewelry. So that's very important. And today, it's very important we sell what the customer wants. So we should have an offering which should be broad-based. But again, there's limitations. You cannot just have everything. So you need to be able to say, okay, I would have this range because most of my clients are asking me for, this from here to here. So I should be able to do this. And then the client decides. But that's in the case of larger stores. In the case of smaller stores, you again need to realize, what is your best bet, and who is the biggest segment of your customers. You should cater to them first. But man, this one's for you because you needed a lot of color stones. See, in the West, right, color stones are seen on par in diamonds. They're valued and they're designed as much as needs. Do you see that happening in India, in Chennai in specific, where people want gemstones for what they are, for our, that for the allure and for the
Most terrible trick. Well, here answer that too. Most definitely, yes. But that much lesser. Also, how many diamonds can you have? At a point, one color. How much white can you wear? So,
I know it is also much more appealing for the young gen, right?
no, I think even people my age, I think very discerning people always ask for color. What diamonds are all there, but the color has always been, I think.
Because and because it's I feel we were a market which was predominantly dominated by gold and diamonds. I think we are changing that color stones, because I was very happy to see a huge board in Nasale of BMJ talking about the nice sapphire necklace.
Same sapphire. It was like a Savoy, very unusual for our side. This one say that when you had rubies and emeralds, okay, but now tourmaline, sapphires, corals, people talk about as well things, stingers.
And it's nice when a big brand kind of promotes it. The word is out.
Yeah.
So you feel it's much more accessible, color stones than diamonds, in terms of the styling it or appealing. What do you feel about it?
Accessible, both all are accessible. But colors for market is completely different. Right? It depends on. It doesn't have to be pure. It can just the sparkle, the color, the saturation is what affects the people.
Right.
Then cut comes into, because the cutter doesn't look at this. He looks at the stone. He wants to maximize color. He's not looking at purity. So it's a completely different way to approach it. But to get the sparkle in a color stone, you do use the diamonds. That's how I work. But I think both the market's there for that.
Sure. I think it's how you portray yourself as well. I've always looked at Apple and the way they've gone about their business. And even there was a Color Plus, another store, which they would have the same shirt in different colors, or the same phone in different colors. So the colors is very, very important for attract customers. So if you were to do a certain ring in 5 different colors, that's what's appealing. You can't just stick to one color stone. You got to offer a range, and then it builds a market. Then it builds interest. So we've seen displays across various stores where they have there's a segment for each color store. So there's a lot of variety in there.
Fashion extends.
Absolutely. I think it's much more one than interesting to be with the color stones and that's my question. It's like so moving on. So being as a nation, right? There's a huge population. The young population, and I think we're going to see a lot of weddings that are going to happen in the next 10 years. And weddings per se is probably one of the biggest revenue generators for our industries. But today, the groom and the bride, they want to keep it minimalistic. They want to keep things simple. So how does a store, plan for such trends that which is about keeping it affordable, at the same time, the value should also need it. How do you see this spanning out the next few years, where this might be the trend of weddings happening?
I think I don't think children are deciding anything so far. I think my mothers and fathers can come to the wedding 2 or 3, and I keep telling them, please can involve the kids. They don't bring them along, but they don't let them decide yet. They should. They don't. And also look at the magazines. What are the magazines saying? They're only selling the old traditional that look 1, 2, 3 layered, right? So yes, more of it is happening, but not enough, according to me. I find they're still a bit slow in terms of catching up, in terms of being that trendy.
Yeah, I do one simple and I go for any bride or one simple and
I think that one.
maybe there are different occasions for a wedding.
Yeah.
Maybe a mehndi they want to wear much. They probably wear something which is not
More fashionable.
yeah. And there are different segments. I mean, there are different functions of the wedding, so they wear jewelry appropriately. So I think the weddings are a big grand affair, and it's just gotten bigger. It's not getting any smaller.
No, even if the kids don't want it, the parents.
The only challenge is towards destination wedding. How do we manage that?
It's becoming a problem now.
Yeah, suppose if you have a huge wedding happening outside India, then most of the guests, they're buying fake jewelry.
It's become a huge problem.
So I don't think it's a problem, it's an opportunity.
Think of something like that and also started with
So it's better than selling I think you already have an eye. You already have an eye for design. And why don't you use that as an opportunity? So, okay, we'll do this for you. So we'll
brand, yeah.
Yeah. See, so many times we are faced with situations where the seasoned jewelry is so beautiful. Okay? So we've taken the decision. We will buy it and sell it. We are not going to say no to it. Why? Because somebody is going to do it. Why don't you be that person? And you may think it's cannibalizing your business, but you should do it to see that test the strength of your product. So I think it's very important. And also, we learn from them how they can make a jewel so beautiful. The setting sometimes is incredible. So that is very cost effective. That means, you don't have to actually pay these huge charges to get a fantastic finish.
Ma'am, color stone jewelry as wedding jewelry?
Oh, I advocated big time. Yeah, but there are diamonds around it, but still. We're still not there. And I think now for parties they do a lot more. And then I think if they have like an American husband or, there's a foreigner coming in, then I find a little more amenable because they're wearing dresses. A little more amenable too. But you still look at take like an open down. Look at the advertisements in magazines. That's what people mostly they follow. And now Sabyasachi. So he's bringing in action notes, bulky color, turquoise, and lapis. So maybe we have some hope that it becomes trendy.
Great. So moving on, I just wanted to talk about jewelry styles, right? Jewelry styles. There are different types of settings that are coming in, different forms of settings that are coming in. These had our close set jewelry, right? Traditionally, close set jewelry, the immunity, the word, when we hear close set, we connect it to durability. It has been passed on as, the more secure, that's been the operative word. But today, we kind of compromise it somewhere just to make jewelry more lighter so that we save on the weight. So, it has kind of started. Do you feel that when going down, what happens to this art form? Do we kind of move on from it, or do we stop and try to preserve this beautiful form of craftsmanship? I'm talking in specific about arts.
Yes, yeah, I feel the same. There's a threat too. Yes.
Exactly.
I remember seeing it.
Yeah, when there could have been a few instances when jewelry that's lightweight could have got damaged, especially in the case of chains. Everybody understands that it can break, so they're not really complaining too much because we do inform them. See, it's important to be transparent. You can tell them this is This is a thin gold chain. So it is susceptible to be broken. And you have to use it carefully, which people do then take a decision whether to buy it or not. So I think it's important to explain it at the point of purchase that this is not for everyday wear. If you do, then it could break. So then if they are accepting that that issue could happen, then they will buy it.
When he's talking about closet,
Okay. Closet, are the young gen preferring it over your style of close? I think now there's been replaced by open sex. So it giving you the effect of close nodal edit, but at the same time by making it lighter.
should they preserve that?
Exactly. Yeah.
I think everything can find its own, who are we to, tell the customer what to wear? The customer decides. So it is an art form that, is going to continue to exist. There is going to be the 7-9 earring, which is still going to be close set. Yes, for generations from now ahead of us also, we will still want it. It's not going to be, it's just going to, and even those techniques of close setting has changed now. It's evolved. You have CAD, those frames are made in CAD, which they can make it much, much lighter. And we have not done 18-karat close setting yet. Okay, which is possible, right? We should think about the possibilities of doing 18-karat close setting. We are stopping ourselves. Okay, so
18-karat close set.
Yeah. So that I have not seen much. But I'm saying that there's a possibility there.
Good, because you're right in the weight and you make it more. Yeah.
So nice. So moving on, I wanted to, jewelers traditionally, right, we are accustomed to doing everything, right from sourcing to buying. We sit in design, we also sit next to the corridor, we get everything done. This has been the traditional way of doing things. But now most of the jewelry houses have kind of moved to the corporate sector where you take charge of each department. So is that during the process, jewelry being a luxury commodity? Is that a point of time where you kind of lose that personal touch when it comes to selling?
I might demand from that because mine is the person like
you get the point, right, sir? Is there a way where, jewelry houses, basically a traditional style versus the corporate style, which is more,
I think people has to actually decide for themselves. We are facing that challenge because we want to expand. At the same time, we cannot be present everywhere. So how do we manage this issue? So it's not something that is impossible to do, but you need to find passionate people at the store level to actually do that job. So, somebody who would be, not doing it just for the point of saving many money, but he is really keen on understanding what the client wants and ensuring that the client gets what they want. That passion should be there. So that's what's limiting our growth actually. Finding the right talent. So there's a great opportunity for actually people to get into the jewelry business. Those who are not going to be the owners of the business become part of management because people with passion definitely required.
And you hire me?
Of course.
what's your take on this?
I think you take Cartier, right? Or any big family. They make the same thing, some 300 products or 500 or whatever the numbers are, and they send it on to the world. Our person is that 0. And they charge you, right? The finish is good though. So luxury doesn't have to be personalized. Luxury means quality. Finish, trendy, that's what it means. Serve it as my personalized. Yeah. Having said that, I'm not, I don't get into any of that. I design everything. I sit with the cardigan, like you say, and I still do that. I thoroughly enjoy it because I want to be, so I went to this MBA seminar one, open house question, and I was sitting and I wrote some essay. And then the director looks at the essay and he says, you'll never make money. I said, yeah, because you're one person and you're doing everything. You're designing, you're buying, you're sourcing, you're getting it manufactured. Look at the amount of time you're wasting. If you, what you said, if you partitioned out, then make a lot more money but that's a choice you make. This is my choice. This is how I want to run my business. I see it as a very personalized. I love every bit I make. Half the time I really like, can I keep this? I don't want to sell it. So much. And people complain a lot about me and my behavior. But it's because I love it so much. It's like having a baby and having to, let go of the variable naturally out there.
So just next up, I wanted to, this burning thing of this trend that has taken over our industry in the recent times, lab-grown diamonds. Right? What is it? I mean, do we embrace it or we ignore it?
We've been talking to a few of the alumni again before the event started. So, can we? Is it possible for us to just go away? Can you ignore it? Impossible. Yeah, it's there. It is a process through which diamonds are made. And it's brought out the cost of diamonds in a big way. So it's definitely going to be somebody's liking. Like, it's not necessary that it's going to be everybody's liking. I have not come across many people asking me for a lab grown. Nobody is waiting. I mean, this is not going to last even for a couple of months, right? No, and everybody knows that if it's a lab grown, it's got the value. I mean, everybody knows. See,
So it's not precious.
yeah, it's not like, wow, for a sell it.
Yeah.
But when you realize what it is, the wow is gone, right? So,
Perceptions. Me, you're completely dead against it. I don't even use colored rubies. I mean, I don't use lusted. I just can't. It's not in me. But I think from today I changed because Keiko said I should. He does. You should be in every part of the market, which is right. I mean, the client is the king. So there's no harm in doing what the market wants, but keep it separate, maybe.
as long as you feel
No,
good about
right.
it, you're transparent about it.
Yeah.
Disclosure.
Yeah.
Disclosure is very, very
Yeah.
right.
Then we move to the next thing, which is intimate, right? Intimate. Is it a good or a bane for this industry? I'll tell you a scenario where the client nowadays, they do the complete research before they walk into the store. They kind of, whether it is, wrong or right, it's because, how it is, it throws in all types of information. They walk in with thorough information, they sit with you. So what are the days where, the jeweler had to do all the work, sit with them and, advise? So is there a way where, has it taken the joy away from doing business in these types where internet has taken over?
It's like, I'm going to the doctor. Yeah, I saw on the internet my stomach pain, I can have this. It's the same thing, isn't it? Yeah, I often tell them, that's great. See, has it? Please buy it from it. So because they compare prices, they compare everything. So there it's a both and it's a bane. But that is so of everything. Yeah, so it again, that's where the trust comes in. Expertise, trust, where you can explain something and say, this is taken millions of years to form. It's cut like this, cut here. It's from this smile. We deliver such precious, important information that needs to be passed on. And people need to know what they buy, and I think they should love it, not just because it's fashionable, but all sparkles, but because it has certain value and connotation to it, right? Like a tanzanite or a spin and diamonds, and it's so beautiful. So I think that's what the explanation should be, and that's why one-to-one when we do it, it helps a lot more. I think that's why in a counter, when somebody is there, they're not able to translate. That's why you're talking about expanding. The translation is lost.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on this internet? I think if you look at every internet company, they have an offline presence. So which is stronger? We know that offline is the only way. So guys who have offline, please get online. I mean, that's a way to reach a customer. You could reach a customer in Varanasi, you could reach a customer in Jammu by simply being online. And then you just have to put your brand out there, right? And whoever if by chance somebody were to browse your brand and interested in something, you'll get this business happening. I don't think you need to challenge online as a platform for sales, because they don't look at investing money in online. They look at burning money. And you heard of them saying, burn money, how much is your burn rate? This is really bad, okay? And they talked about asset light. What is asset light? You don't buy a product. You just have X manufacturer, Y customer, Y customer's order goes to X manufacturer manufactures, sends it to you, you love the QC, you put it in a box and send it. So that's how they did. We never practice that. Okay? Offline stores always hold stock. We know that we've seen 10% appreciation of value every year. Okay? And when we hold the stock. So this is management of online is asset light, and they tell you they get off online. I mean, online businesses need an offline presence to actually do with sales. Look at Carrot Lane, for example. They're setting up stores everywhere. Okay, and they're got like a huge. They're physical stores. So they're going to be everywhere. They're going to get the market. They've got a huge online presence. They're backing it up with the offline presence. They're going to be there everywhere. So they're going to have like 500 square feet shops set up in almost every second or third street from your home. So they're going to be that close to customers. So it's up to us to actually realize the potential of online, but offline is the only way you can actually do sales. Wonderful.
I think offline for luxury and commodity wise, I think online. Like the price point of 15,000.
Yeah, but then you're burning money.
Yeah.
It's not like you don't see, because the challenge is you have cost of returns. Okay, then the cost of shipping it, the cost of boxing it, and then all this return cost is yours. And how often you make on this? Because online everybody is comparing price. So how much can you make? Making transfer and giving all holding your promise, you can't make money.
So it's an impossible. So I mean, I'm just gathering, is it safe to say that jewelry houses are forced to look at this as a medium to so it is, I mean, it is you should necessary, you should
Actually present.
but I don't think it's a push. You should not aim to do much sales from there. It's a way of advertising your product to a bigger audience.
Yep. So just putting us, the young jewelers in the spotlight, probably trying to get some very out of your. What, from your personal observation, what is list out a few things which you feel the new gen jewelers are doing, like this happens in it.
I think she would hear they really.
No, I think material wise, they use different materials. They use silver gold together. I've seen that. I've seen lighter, more pocket friendly, trendier, like hair ornaments or ear jackets, like more with the. And price wise also, I think they keep to certain levels so that. So it's about that. So again, there's this demarcation of fine jewelry, high jewelry, so it depends on where you want to be. If there's a place and market for everybody in anything. So as long as we declare what we're doing openly and saying, this is what it is, this is how much I'm paying for it, I think everything should work.
So your thoughts and
can I have a question again? Sorry.
Your personal observation, the new generation jewelers are doing
in my view, the new gen is the guys who entered the business lately. So they may not be new gen. They may be just entrepreneurs of a different product who've got into the jewelry industry. What they're doing is the rate at which they're growing is incredible. So I really admire them for their, the standard, the process standards that they've set up. The way they are able to efficiently, categorize the product, which is very important in our industry. Categorization of product is very important because we kind of, we sell all the things that look good, but we don't actually put them into basket, right? We don't say, okay, this is close setting of a traditional style, so this needs to be arranged like this. It's just all a mishmash, and then when a client comes and asks, you have to show them everything. And it's a long process. So when you've done categorization properly, which I find you've admirably done very well with a few jewelers who have recently expanded a ton of stores across the world, they've done some fabulous work in this regard, which makes life a lot easier because you can plan your stock better, and your customer service executive knows how to sell that product. So it's very important. I mean, this is something that I've learned, and we are implementing this in our business. Wonderful, Sir. Yeah, thank you, sir. So this is my last question for this program. You've seen in your career as a jeweler, you've seen markets evolving. You've worked with consumers across generations. What past business practice would you advise the new entrepreneur to take along with them as they go? What would you? As simple as an advice from do this, you will be able to. Yeah, it's deliver the promise.
The word.
You don't overpromise, under-deliver. You can under-promise and over-deliver. Everybody's happy. I think this is something that we all need to understand. Trust is earned over a period of time. So don't be in a rush. If people don't trust you, they will get it. But you've got to be at it. People will respect you if you are open and transparent and tell them, because everybody knows a businessman is out there to make money. It's not like doing it for charity. So we need to be able to explain the product to them. And then this is what has stood the test of time. Jewelers in the past have done it. Like my father would say, his father, they would have a parcel of diamonds which was unopened during the day. So they had to count it in the morning, and then they had to count it again during the day. Because my father would say, why? But this is the practice of counting. So sometimes we question what's happening in the process. We question the process. I think first we need to understand doing that process first, and then figuring it out for ourselves, what is the reason for us to do this? Because these are things that will help us in setting up processes which will make sure that nothing is going wrong in your business.
Thank you, so ma'am. You want to add?
Instead, I think showing up every day and being there, because that's what I've been doing now for 22 years. Just being there morning to evening, right? They come back. The clients will come, they go, they come back, they shop, but they don't over. So now I'm already on the third generation. Though it's 22 years, but I have grandchildren coming and I have little kids coming, and I think keep your word and just say this is what it is, and this is what the market's looking like, or this is what it could become. And the phones are so rare, so whatever you buy, it's only going to appreciate. It can never come down. And it's proven. Gold, of course, is going somewhere, escalating. People are very happy now, no? They come back, they're like, yeah, I know that stone is so much then, and now it's so much. Like, 2 things have gone up, spinels have gone up. Last 20 years has stood that test of time. So, and just, keep up the promises.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you, Deepa sir and ma'am, for being here for us. It was a wonderful session. I hope all of y'all enjoyed